Marikuma Healing, where we heal our mind, body, soul, and hearts. We learn about letting go of trauma and abuse. We learn how to build ourselves up to become strong and just confident, right? We learn to love ourselves so that way we can accept love from others and also know our worth. Um, Other than mind, body, soul healing, I also talk about mental, emotional, and physical disabilities, how to navigate those waters, where to find help, tips, and tricks to handle it, as well as understanding that just because you have a mental, emotional, or physical disability doesn't mean you can't live your life to the fullest. One of the videos I talk a lot about, like one of the issues, is glaucoma. I have it personally. I've been dealing with it for like 27 to 28 years. I picked up some tips and tricks, and also like I can tell you guys and explain the treatments and medicines and surgeries behind them, right? And sometimes the disease is weird because sometimes it gets better and it kind of like finds a way to heal itself. And then sometimes it just gets really ugly. Like it can be either or, and sometimes it can just stay in the middle. So I kind of help you guys learn how to handle that emotional, physical, and the mental pressure that it puts on you, right? As well as other types of mental, emotional, and physical disabilities, depressions, and things of that nature. I do card readings, much how you would see someone reading tarot or oracle decks. Some of us play with cards, but also read playing cards. Okay, this is the ones that I have on hand. Once I get like tarot and oracle decks and things of that nature, believe and receive. We'll be having videos with them as well as with these. Okay, I read palms. My palm readings are mainly based on your personality, okay? I'll tell you about, like, oh, well, I noticed that this is your personality. This is how you would handle some things. And just by your nature, that's kind of what kind of palm readings I do. I don't read about the future, the past, and the present. I just haven't gotten there yet. I'm where the personalities are. So, yeah, if you want to know about your personality through your palms and hands, or you want to learn personality about another, then one hand is $6, two hand is 20. I also do counseling and advice. My counseling and advice is $6 a week to $20 a month. And if you want like a year with it, right? Just a year of counseling, then it's 120. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm not a certified counselor. I don't have my certification, right? But I've counseled quite a few people while my business has been running for almost 2 years. It'll be 2 years when January hits. Believe and receive, guys. We are going to do something very special to celebrate 2 years of Marikuma Healing. I appreciate y'all's love and support, and I promise you I'm almost done with the introduction, right? We do witchy videos. I do videos about, like, how to make black salt, what kind of herbs should you use, which crystals do what, and how to just tap into your power and embrace your uniqueness. We also have Witchy Read, and if you guys have followed me on YouTube, right? Again, this channel, Marikuma Healing, we are doing Witchy Read on my lives, and the book is The Everyday Psychic by the bodacious and lovely Karen Harrison, right? And this is a good book for like beginners. People are kind of like, oh, I don't really want to do witchcraft, but I kind of want to test my psychic abilities. I kind of want to hone on to that skill, right? It's good for beginners. It's good for professionals, like people who've been in it for a long time, to people who've kind of been in there. They're not beginners, but they may not be like to the advanced. They're kind of in the between. It's good for all levels and all ages, okay? So far, we have read from chapter 4 to the introductions. This time, we're going to be reading about chapter 5, and I will be doing it the Spanish version of our witchy reads, right? Bruja Lectora. I believe I said it right. I think I messed it up, but yeah, we'll be doing that today too. I'm doing the 2026 readings, I'm doing witchy reads, and I'm going to be kind of focusing on building the YouTube videos up, okay? All right, now we are doing our 2026 year reading for our amazing, lovely fire signs. Okay, that means Aries, Leos, and Sagittarius. Hi. Don't be afraid, guys. We are also going to be doing individuals. Okay. I did this last year and you guys really liked it. And I think you guys value the parts. So for the water signs, I didn't really do a part. I just did a one and done. Most likely I'm going to do part 1 and part 2 for the year readings, starting today, this 4th on. All right, I have not pulled out y'all's cards, so it's going to be fresh. We are going to talk about what this year has been trying to teach you, right? We talk about the main theme for 2025, and then we're going to get into what 2026 job, finance, relationships, and things of that nature. So, what was the main theme for 2025 for the fire signs? What was 25 trying to teach the fire signs? Daydreaming and wishfully thinking. So, I think this year has been all about, okay, here's the thing. I'm a believer that anybody can do anything so long as they put their mind to it. I don't care about your color of your skin, your nationality, your sexuality, your political viewpoints, your religious standpoints. I don't. If you want something, as long as you put energy towards it, right, you can achieve it. So if you wanted to have your own business, like how I did last year, right, there's nothing stopping you. Some people believe that their dreams are just dreams, okay? Your dreams are not just dreams. Every impossible thing was once a flight of fancy, right? It was just an imagination. It was just like, oh, this is just a cute little daydream that I can go about. Planes didn't exist back in the day, right? Before somebody made it into reality. We have a lot of medical advancements now than we did like maybe 40 or 50 years ago, right? Because somebody put it in their mind that, hey, this is a problem I'm noticing. Let's fix it, right? Let's find a solution. And instead of giving up on their hopes and dreams, they put effort and energy towards it. So if those people can do it, why can't you? Okay. This year has probably been busting your chops. Not going to lie. I'm just trying to focus on what you guys want to achieve this year and how to go about it. Now, it may test your patience. It may not be easy, but there's no way that you can't do what you want to do. You just have to work towards it and put effort and energy. Okay? You can make anything a reality so long as you put energy and time and effort towards it. What is y'all's work? This is the first card that I saw, so I'm going to use it. Hard work and reliability is representing your career for 2026. So, whatever you guys are doing, make sure Sagittarius, Leo, and Aries, okay? You guys put forth hard work and reliability, but make sure that it's reliable and hardworking for you. We're going to get into details of this. Okay, I'm going to put it back. I'm sorry, universe, I'm not going to be a butt. Whatever cards pop up, they pop up. We're going to get into details of it, okay? I'm going to explain as I pull out the cards what they mean and how it may tie into your life. And then we're going to come back and we are going to like pull in extra cards just to get more details. This is why the card reading for the 20, like anything that's year related, okay? Past, present, or future years that I read, it will take a long time. They're $25 if you guys are interested in having your own personal one, right? You want to have more details on what maybe this year specifically has for you or for a person or whatever. It's okay. It's $25. I have Airtel and Zelle. So what are the finance? Okay. So financially is leadership and exploration, taking charge of your life and trying new things. So we're going to make sure that we're working hard this coming year and making sure that we're reliable for our work as well as for ourselves and others, okay? For our finance, we may be saving up money to take a trip, to go and explore, try new things. But at the same time, we want to be independent in our finance, right? Because it's leadership. Maybe you're not leading other people, but I feel like as a fire sign like Leos, Aries, and Sagittarius, you guys are very independent. Okay? You guys don't really need to rely on other people. And at the same time, you guys like trying new things. I know Sagittarius, you guys are very adventurous. Aries, you guys are not scared to try new stuff and take on challenges. And Leo, you guys are down for whatever, okay? Like, listen, you guys bring on the party. You are the vibe. So why not try new stuff and see what happens, right? Explore. Express yourself. Live your life free. So for finance, I feel like you guys are going to be saving up for a trip. Now, for love, it is represented by discord, dishonor, and hollow victory. Okay. This card is all about, like, I would say when it comes to discord, it's disrespect. Okay. So if I have, no, I'm sorry. Discord is dysfunctional energy. As you guys know, if you follow people who are spiritual or anybody that talks about chakras and auras and energy and vibes, right? And the vibrations and the frequencies and things of that nature. Every energy has a rhythm and beat. Discord doesn't have a rhythm and beat. It is completely random. It is unpredictable. And unless you can dance with the madness and vibe with it, right? You can just go over there and be like, okay, this is complete chaos and it's pandemonium. But I'm equipped to handle that type of energy. If you are not, it's going to be overwhelming. So if you're having this in your relationship, either some of you guys are having relationship problems, or you may be noticing certain things that don't make no sense. Okay, you may be noticing that the person that you're with is starting to show signs that they're not really with it. They're not really respecting you. They're not somebody that you can trust. They're very disrespectful and rude. They're one way one day, right? So they're one day they're your friend and the next day they're not. They say that they love you but talk bad behind your back, or they say bad things to you and then they pretend that everything is okay. Discord energy is kind of like being covered in honey with mud, feathers, and rocks. It's uncomfortable, it's disgusting, right? And you don't want that energy in your relationship. I'm just saying, again, hi. Hope that you're doing well. We're doing the 2026 year reading for the fire signs Leo, Aries, and Sagittarius. If this reading resonates with you, great. If not, that's all right. Okay. So, like I was saying, when it comes to relationships, you really want to make sure that y'all's relationship is with somebody that loves you. Okay? Relationships are not easy. If they were easy, don't you think all of us would be in a relationship? Like, don't you think if everybody had like the perfect relationship, the relationship just was healthy, there's no toxicity, what, right? It would be nice. But some of y'all are having trouble in it. So don't be sad, don't be afraid. It's okay. Um I'm sorry, hold on. Okay, well, I guess it's okay. Y'all can give me messages and things. Anyways, we're talking about relationship. Discord is dysfunctional energy. It's very uncomfortable. It feels very like awkward and weird. It's not steady. It's questionable. Okay. It's just kind of like that thing you don't really want to go to. Dishonor, disrespect. Anybody that's disrespecting you guys in the relationship, your partner's saying nasty things, they curse you out, they act like they're the victim and they're not, they're just the abuser. Y'all don't deserve that, okay? And hollow victories. This is why I think some of you guys are going to be going through some breakups. I'm not trying to be mean, I just want to be super honest. And it's okay that a relationship didn't work, okay? It's okay. You're not a failure. You tried your best, and some relationships are not meant for you guys to have. So when it comes to hollow victories, think of them as bittersweet, okay? It's great that I don't have to deal with the abuse and the chaos that this relationship brought, but it sucks because I really wanted it to work between us, okay? Again, it's better to let go of a toxic relationship than to stay in there and it gets worse. I want y'all to understand domestic abuse is real. Men and women and people go through it every day. There are abusive women out there. There are abusive men out there. There are abusive people out there. And they will pretend to be the victims. They will mind fuck you. They will lie to you, manipulate you, and use you. Because instead of going over there, acknowledging and accepting that they're doing something wrong and harmful to you, yeah, they're going to pretend that everything is okay. You don't need a partner like that. So some of you guys have noticed that your partnership's not really going like it's supposed to. There's some toxicity and madness going on in there. Let it go. Make sure that you get a partner that values you, that respects you, and that loves you, okay? All right, we're going to talk about your friends. We're talking about your family, friends, and spiritual growth. So next up is family outlook. What does the family outlook look for? Okay. Togetherness. You guys have friendship celebration and joy and company for family. So hopefully for a lot of you guys, you have your family members, yeah, that you love, or they don't have to be blood. Okay, I'm going to say this now. I'm going to say this every time we get to the family aspect of these readings. A lot of people think that family means blood relations. No, baby. They can be your family and not be related to you by blood. Okay? Blood is not always thicker than water. Yet both are liquids and both are the same. Okay? All right. That being said, if you guys are having this for your family outlook, there's a good possibility that you have a very supporting, loving family. Okay? You guys enjoy each other's company, or maybe you hope to enjoy their company and you hope that maybe if it's a little hectic, it gets a lot more peaceful. Okay? Friendship, again, people who got your back, people who will correct you when you're doing something wrong, celebrate you and encourage you to keep on going no matter what. And celebration, just enjoying the good times. So the Three of Hearts is again just a together card. It's the card that like, look, these are my people. I enjoy being around them, and everything is just nice. Like when I'm around them, everything is good. Okay, let's get into your friendship. What are the fire signs' friendship outlook? Phew. Either you got some like very carefree friends, or they just do what they want. So romance, childishness, and irresponsibility. Okay. This card again is about being carefree. I do what I want when I want it. I'm not tied down. I'm just here vibing, okay? It can be a really good thing to have somebody who's like very free spirited, and it can also be kind of annoying thing. Okay, so let's get into the good thing before we get into like the stuff, right? Okay. So, the good thing about being carefree is that you're not restricted and tied down and bothered. The bad thing about being carefree is that if you do it too much, you can come off as being unreliable, selfish, and kind of more for you. Okay, so hopefully, when you're with your friends, there is like a level of just being relaxed and just doing your own stuff and just having a vibe, just enjoying each other's company, right? At the same time, may they not be impulsive and selfish, okay? If you don't have friends and you want friends for next year, maybe it's good to have friends that are a little bit like on the looser side, okay? And when I say loose, I mean like they're just laid back. They know how to work hard, but they also know how to play hard too. They can balance that because you can't be one way without having the other in this world, in this realm, in this reality that we live in. It is all based on balance. Okay. I work hard, but I also play hard and I cut loose. Okay. I'm not just going over there and not caring and not being like responsible and things and just letting the wind carry me where I want without having a plan. You're going to have both of them. All right. Let's get into your spiritual outlook. Okay. I flipped it. I'm going to take it. Resentment and a turning point. So there's going to be some things that you guys may be dealing with that you're going to have to learn to let go. Now, when it comes to resentments, and I know that some of you guys are going to be like, oh, here we go again. It's the forgiveness talk. Forgive everybody. It's not for them. It's for you. Listen, I'm not that kind of healer. I say this in my videos a lot. I'm not ashamed to say that I'm not the forgiving type. That doesn't mean that I'm never going to forgive people. That just means that some people get forgiven and some people don't. Because when I was younger, especially like in my mid 20s, right? I hated, I really did. I hated people being like, "Oh, that's okay that you went through something traumatic and abusive. You're supposed to forgive them. That's what real people do. They just forgive and forget." And I'm like, "So, you're telling me that even though this person put me through fire, and I walk through that motherfucking flame, right? I'm just supposed to forgive him? Well, excuse the fuck out of me, you know? Like, I know I sounded real southern real quick, but excuse the fuck out of me. I guess I'm just not gonna do it, you know? I stopped, bro. I stopped because I'm like, look, some of these motherfuckers deserve forgiveness, but some of these motherfuckers don't. Okay? Don't feel bad if you can't forgive somebody because they just did you so dirty. But you can't hold on to what they did. Ah, that's the kicker. There's always a but, right? Big butts, little butts, tiny butts, whatever. Is a but somewhere. In this case, a sentence. You want to be able to understand that, listen, this is what happened, and this is how it's going to be. You are not going to get the sorries and the closures a lot of the time. Okay. I wish I could tell you guys, like, oh yeah, there's closures everywhere, and that time will come and they're going to come to you and say they're sorry. Now, if they do, sometimes they mean it, and other times they want you back. They're like, oh, if I look like I'm sorry and I mended my ways, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries will welcome me, and I'll get to do the same bullshit over again. The only person I ever tell you guys to forgive is yourself. That should be the most, like, the first and only person you should ever forgive is yourself. Period. You did what you thought was right. You had options and choices that you had to make. And at the time and at the place, you did what you thought was right. So if you're having resentment towards yourself, right? My Leos, Aries, and Sagittarius, you guys are having anger towards yourself. I could have done this. I would have done that. I should have been here. If, could have, whatever. You did what you did. Okay? We all have tough decisions to make. Nobody understands the choices and decisions, like the options we had to face to make the decision and choice that we did. Okay? You're not in my life. You didn't see the options that I had to face. You didn't know that option A was like, oh, this, and then option B gets worse, and option C is questionable. And since I don't have any better options, I picked the lesser of the evils, right? I picked the one that was less likely to be damaging, but I did what I had to do. All of us been in that situation where you did what you had to do, whether it would be right, whether it's morally correct, or whether it's not morally correct. Okay? Okay. Forgive yourself. Forgive yourself and give yourself grace, baby. Look how far you've come. Truly, sit back, eat a snack, get that ice cream and that chocolate bar that you've been wanting, get yourself some soda pop, or maybe some wine or whatever, and really enjoy it. Look how far you've come. Some things you didn't think you were going to survive, you did. Stronger and better than ever. So be nice and be kind to yourself. Give yourself grace. Give yourself kudos. Give yourself some love because you made it. Now, this coming year is going to be a little tricky, but you're going to be equipped and ready to handle for whatever comes your way, okay? Okay, now when it comes to resenting other people, you don't have to forgive the motherfucker, but you can't hold on to that action. You have to heal. That means forgiving yourself, working on the scars and memories and things that are hurting you, whether it be scars in your mind, memories, scars in your heart, feelings and emotions, scars in your body, physical, or maybe just kind of like phantom scars where they're not there, but they feel like they're there, right? Or spiritual scars. In your spirit, there's some things that you're not comfortable with because you're still shooken and traumatized by it. Then you work on your triggers. These are the first 3 steps: forgiving yourself, working on your scars, mental, emotional, physical, spiritual, and working on your triggers. This is your PTSD. Now, a lot of times you guys are going to see PTSD in like, oh, it's a cow. Okay. Anywho, I have like a lot of people who have lots of farms and animals. So like I hear every fucking thing and I'm like, what the fuck's that? What's a cow? Okay. We're back on, guys. We're back on. I'll try to be focused. I am set. All right. So, anyways, these are the three steps. Okay. PTSD is post traumatic stress disorder. You see them a lot in people who are veterans, people who are doctors, firefighters, police officers, people who deal with trauma and stress and like high tension types of jobs. This is also something that you would see in domestic abuse, sexual assault, right? Physical assault, narcissistic codependent relationships, and things of that nature. Abusive, toxic relationships, whether it be by family, partnerships, or friends. Because your mind is so used to the ugliness and the extremeness of it that little things will set it off. Okay. When you move from a different situation, so let's just say, for argument's sake, right? You're a flower, you're a tree. When a tree is having a toxic, aggressive environment, the tree doesn't grow right, right? It can get sick. But when you take that tree out of that environment and you put it into healthy soil, it doesn't always know if it's healthy or not, right? It could get treatment, but still hold on to some of the sickness that it got from the last environment. You have to be able to treat it daily. You have to be able to let that tree, that flower, and yourself know that you're okay. The annoying part about healing, and I think the most frustrating part that you guys will face, is telling yourself that you're safe every day. There will be good days where you feel amazing and everything is beautiful and wonderful. And then there will be days where it's horrible and you're stressed out and you don't know what the fuck is happening. And you're just like, right? Sorry for the people having the headphones in. I didn't mean to like scream in your ears like that. But like, it can be sometimes both. Sometimes you're having a really good day, but you feel shitty. Sometimes you're having a shitty day, but you feel okay. The moods can fluctuate up and down just because you're trying to get yourself together. You're trying to understand that you don't have to survive anymore. You can live your life. Okay? So there's 6 steps to healing, and once you start that journey, you are going to be on that journey for the rest of your life. Because I want you guys to understand, we were taught to do things by our parents, by our grandparents, by our mentors. We learned how to pick up things as we grew up and got older, right? And there's some things that we taught ourselves and that we were taught that weren't healthy. Okay, we learned how to cope, but we didn't learn how to really cope and soothe ourselves and relax ourselves and tell ourselves, hey, it's okay. Look, see, grounding ourselves. This is a safe environment. You're all right, right? So the first three are going to be hectic. Again, forgiving, working on your scars, both mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical, and working on your triggers. Now, the last 3 steps of healing, y'all gonna like it. It's fun. It's fun on the bun, okay? It is. It's nice. Step 4 is blocking out unnecessary people. We're getting rid of people who mistreat us, don't respect us, stress us out for no reason, and they're just bona fide assholes, right? We're getting rid of those people. They don't deserve our time, and we don't need to be with them. Why are we wasting our time with stupid people, bro? Make it make sense, okay? Make it make sense. Come to me and tell me why, for 2026, am I wasting my time with peasants? I said what I said. Why am I wasting my time with peasants? And before y'all come to me being like, that's not a nice thing to say, Nix. That's not a nice thing to say, Mary. It's not a nice thing to say, yes, but it's true. And peasants are not what you think. They're not poor people. Peasants are poor energies. They are people who refuse to change, refuse to accept and acknowledge your mistakes and grow, choose to manipulate, lie, deceive, and use people, and nothing that you do will ever make them happy. All right. Sorry, guys. But what had happened was is that I have solar power and I also have like electricity, right? And so sometimes when I switch it on to electricity, it kind of goes off and on. So it kind of fucked with my live and things. So yeah. Anyways, let's get this party started, right? Like I was saying, forgive yourself, work on your triggers, and work on your scars. For step 4 of healing, because again, there's 6, This one is really fun. The last three ones are really, really fun. You're letting go of unnecessary people. Peasants are people with low vibrational energy who choose to be miserable and unhappy, and because they refuse to grow, they have to make sure that every other person is just as miserable as they are. Okay? Don't entertain that shit. Don't entertain that shit. Don't go over and be like, well, I want to be a nice person and nice people are giving. Listen, you can still be a nice person, honey, and tell people to fuck off. You can. Y'all forgive me. I know that is incredibly mean and a nasty thing to say, but that's the energy I want y'all to bring. I may be nice and I may be giving, but I'm not going to tolerate disrespect. I'm not going to tolerate trying to please unpleasable people and kill myself. Because I'm telling you, when you're trying to please unpleasable people, it messes with your emotional well being, it messes with your mental health. And it can also put a lot of stress and like it can put a lot of like tension into your body physically, and it's very bad for your spiritual well-being. So if they want to be miserable, let them be miserable by themselves. We're kicking them out of our lives. You had your time, your subscription has run out, and there's no renewing this subscription to my friendship, my family membership, my partnership. All the ships have sailed, bro. You're not gonna deal with it this coming year. We're not putting up with it for the ending of 2025. Since the ending of 2025, so has a lot of endings come to those that don't make no sense. Okay? Step five is building yourself up, learning yourself again. You have a lot of talents and a lot of gifts. And those gifts and talents have been hidden away, not used as much, and kind of just been overlooked, right? We're learning to take care of ourselves. We're learning to love ourselves. And then in step six, we're vibing with people because we're reaching a higher vibration, right? We're positive, and positive energy is this, okay? Positive energy is not being happy all the time. I can look you guys dead in the eyes on my videos in this live for the world to see. I'm not always happy. I'm not. Some days, some days I'm really angry. Some days I'm really sad. Some days I'm not feeling like, that bitch. I feel like that shit. Kind of like Bohem? Bohem. I'm sorry. He's the one that's like, how are you feeling today? I'm feeling a bag of shit. Oh no, right? It's the song. I really like it. He's a very funny guy, but his music is like on point. Like it's music that's relatable and it makes a lot of sense. So if you like those kinds of songs, then I recommend to go follow him and listen to his music. Anyways, yeah, some days I don't feel great. And that doesn't mean that I'm not a positive person. It just means that I'm human. It is not positive to be happy all the time, constantly, without dealing with the hard things. You got to deal with the hard things in order to move on past it. If you're just avoiding it all, then, baby, that may not be the way to do it. It's going to make it worse. You're going to have to face it at some point in time. You know, that's toxic positivity, being happy no matter what, all the time, never letting out other emotions. I can be positive and still have bad days, and that's okay. Both of them are progress, okay? Now, you're going to pull out what January, February, and March is for my fire babies. And it is emotional detachment and choices. So, for the first 3 months of 2026, you guys are going to be learning how to let go. Okay, I think this ties into the resentment and maybe just having hollow victories because, like, I'm looking at the spiritual growth, right? And I'm looking at your relationship, like love life. And I feel like at some point in time, you guys are starting to be like, okay, there's some people who we're going to cut off. There's some habits that I'm going to stop doing. And I'm going to be trying to be more healthy in my mind, body, soul, and heart. That doesn't mean that you don't care. Oops. You know what? It's fine. That you don't care or you don't really value anybody or you're doing it to be mean and spiteful. You're doing it for your peace of mind. This coming year, peace of mind every time. Okay? They are doing DJing and selling foods and stuff. I like it when they come by. I'm gonna put it up louder for you guys. So my voice is probably gonna be a bit louder because I just put up the volume for my video and stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, emotional attachment and choices. There are going to be some choices you're going to make, and it needs to be good for your mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual well being. Just because you had to make the choices doesn't mean you're doing it to be mean and rude. You're just focusing on what's good for you, and whatever is not good for you, healthy for you, right? We're not doing it. We are not entertaining the bullshit. So, January, February, and March, the main theme for those 3 months emotional detachment and choices. Make sure that you take time to do your decisions. When it comes to relationships, you don't know who you're sleeping with. You could be sleeping with a really nice person or a narcissistic asshole. And understand, ladies and guys and bodacious royals, okay? My queens, kings, and royals in betweens. You don't know. Some people are really toxic. Toxicity and abuse, right? Ugly, negative people are not all men or all women. They're anybody. It can be a very ugly lady or an ugly guy or an ugly person that's never healed, that doesn't understand what they're doing is ugly and nasty, and they decide to make everybody else's life miserable because they just think that whatever they do is right. I've dealt with narcissistic relationships before. I have more times than I like to admit. And I won't tell you this, it comes from all genders, okay? I've seen narcissistic men and narcissistic women. The wind is playing with the thing, or I am having somebody's having fun with this ring camera. All right, anyways, let's get on to April, May, and June. So, what does April, May, and June have in store for my fire babies? Attention to detail, focus, and practice. Make sure you're using your time, energy, and effort wisely. Okay? Make sure you are using your time, energy, and effort wisely. Don't be going over there wasting your time and doing things that are not beneficial to you. Okay? Don't do that. Be smart. You guys are intelligent. Don't look at me. I know I'm motherfucking intelligent. I'm the boss. Yes, you are. You are that boss. But you also have to use your mind, okay? For April, May, and June, the main theme is how you use your energy and are you using it wisely and is it being beneficial? Now, for July, August, and September. July, August, and September for my fire babies. Stress. Okay, so nightmare, worry, problem, and guilt. I think because you guys are working on new things, you may feel a little guilty about changing your routine. Also, July, August, and September may be a very stressful month for you guys. There could be a situation or thing or person, either a past person comes back into y'all's life, um you may have a very like up and down relationship with somebody and it could just be weird. We're going to get into details on it, I think, in part 2. So part 2 is when I'm going to kind of like get into more details of the readings. I'm going to try something new, so help you guys can forgive me for trying new things while I'm doing these readings, because last year I just kind of pulled out each card and kind of read along with it. But yeah, this card as a whole is all about just being overwhelmed, stressed out, and just like exhausted. And I don't know why you'd feel that way for July, August, and September. Like, for some, I think it's a past something. I think a past person may try to come back into y'all's life around that time. A toxic person or something like that. Um, New routines, new ideas. So when you're stuck doing the same thing over and over again, right? Sometimes trying new things can make you feel bad, especially when you're putting up boundaries. And I feel like for you guys, there are going to be boundaries that you're setting up this year right? The remaining of 2025, that you're also going to really buckle down and like stick to for 2026. Boundaries are healthy. That does not mean that you're just a stuck up lady or a stuck up guy or a stuck up person. You have to have boundaries. You do. And that's something that took me like forever to learn because I was such a people pleaser. I wanted to make everybody happy. I was taught to like really walk around quietly, step on eggshells, and be very like compliant, very easygoing, very like submissive, that it got to the point where I don't even express my emotions, what I think, or what I feel. I'm just doing what other people want because I don't want people to be mad. I don't want to have arguments. I don't want to have problems. So that should really show you, right? And as I got older, I kind of put my foot down. I'm like, look, there's some things I will be happy to compromise on, and some things that's not the hill. This is the hill that I'm going to die on, right? I'm not going to buckle down and submit and bend the knee. So if you can't handle that, that's okay. That just means that I'm not your person. I'm not your cup of tea. I'm not your champagne or daiquiri or whatever. That's just something, if you can't handle, let it be. It's fine. So if you're putting up boundaries, don't feel bad about it. State your boundaries, look them up, write them down. Okay, I write them down. Or I used to write my boundaries down. Now I just kind of be like, look, if it's not for me, it's not for me. If something feels off about it, if I'm not really comfortable with it, I'm just going to say it. I'm 30 years old and I'm at that point now in my life where I'm just going to say what I want to say and do what I want to do with reason. I'm going to be polite, but I'm also just not going to tolerate bullshit anymore because I've eaten it, okay? I've sat in it. I've immersed myself in the bullshit, and now I've had enough. So, like, you know, we learn colorful vocabularies in these videos. All right, October, November, and December. Okay. October, November, and December. What is it for my fire babies? Dependability and practicality. You know, I mean, I did take it out, but I don't think this is the card. But I'm going to put it down. So when I pulled out, so I'm going to put it down. So like I was saying, dependability and practicality is for the last 3 months of 2026. So that means towards the end of the year, you're focusing again on things that are dependable and practical. Just because you're there for everybody else, and this the same thing that I told the water signs for their 2026 reading, okay? You got to make sure you surround yourself with people who are going to give you what you give. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Aries, you're very giving to those that you love. You give them your 110,000%. It is only fair and healthy for them to give you that energy back. You need somebody that's going to give what you give and receive what you receive and work with you and be your partner and be your equal. You feel me? You need to be with people that are going to help you with your goals, that are honest, that will be like, hey man, this is something I don't agree with or whatever. And y'all can still hold hands and sing kumbaya, right? Leo, you guys are generous to those that you love. There's nothing in the world that you wouldn't do to make sure that the people that you care about, your people, right? Maybe not everybody else, fuck them, but the people that matter to you. Okay? Those are the people we're talking about. Your right and dies, your left hand in commands, your right lieutenants or whatever, right? Your right and dies. You're gonna give everything you want to them, and they should be able to give everything that they have to you. You cannot just be giving and having people take without giving something back. It needs to be back and forth. It needs to be healthy, okay? Not where you're giving out so much that you feel drained and exhausted and it's not happening and things are just getting really bad. Sagittarius, there's nothing that you wouldn't do for the people you care about. You try to be very generous and kind, right? And sometimes people take advantage of all of you guys for that kindness. So make sure that whatever you do, make sure it's dependable and practical. It makes sense. It's something that you can fall on and it catches you. Also, make sure that they're dependable and practical to you, just as you are to them. Okay? All right. What is the biggest problem Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius are going to be dealing with in 2026? What is 26 big obstacle? What is 2026 big obstacle for fire babies? Loss of opportunity, loss of job, money, home, and things. Okay? What is going to help them with it? Untruthfulness, untrustworthiness, and theft. Make sure that whatever opportunities you're going for is honest, is truthful, it's not robbing you of time, energy, and effort, okay? Just because you're dealing with the loss of opportunity doesn't mean you're not getting any opportunity. You're losing things that are not for you anymore. They've had their purpose. Now it's time to go. Look for newer things. What is the main theme for 2026 for my fire babies? For my fire signs, what is the main theme? Ooh. Ooh, let's go. Great wealth and inheritance. All right, so see, you may be losing some opportunity and it may get you down, but don't be afraid. Go for things that are honest, that make sense, and that flow into your stuff, okay? All right, so for part two, we're going to get into details of all the cards that we pulled, okay? Which is going to probably take a little bit longer, so stick around for part two if you want a more detailed fire sign reading. And if you're interested in having your own reading, whether it be a year reading like I'm doing right now, right, which is $25, or just maybe a general or small reading. My card readings are $6 to $20, depending how long they are. I have Zelle, Airtel, and PayPal. Okay? As always, hit the subscribe button, follow for more, and slay the day, be happy, and be gay. Peace out. Bye, guys. Stay tuned for part two. More details in your reading.